Yeah.
That was kind of a given. Excess moisture, we've got the planter here with no drainage, so every time it rains, water runs off, the drip system is working. This is getting moisture and it's causing the concrete to start crumbling. And here, this is the only spot that we've got a little bit of a horizontal crack going across here, but it's not enough where I would say major settlement issue. And, considering the age of the house, that's pretty normal. But, the concrete here just definitely, this is pretty heavily damaged, and so the moisture needs to be limited, and this all patched up and repaired, and then painted to help keep it sealed. Leaking now.
A coat of paint would actually be a nice sealer on top to help protect it.
Absolutely, absolutely. The only thing that I saw, one broken tile, some that have slipped out of place, and some along the main ridge line, some of the nails at the top course of tiles are exposed, so they need to be pushed back up and resecured a little bit. And then under the ridge line, it's got the felt underlayment. You can see in the valleys of the tiles. In some areas, the sun has been getting in there and hitting on that underlayment, and it's started to rot out. So ridge caps, the tiles need to be pulled off, some new felt put in, or they make plastic flashing that just conforms to the peaks and valleys, and they just slip these sections of plastic flashing under there and nail them in and done.
On the corners, there's gaps there.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
On the edges like that? Where it comes together.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
the peak one meets the...
Yeah, and some of those, like you said, some stuff has slipped out of place, but yeah, that's pretty normal at the ends.
Yeah, it's on all the corners.
Yep, all the corners are like that. And the trim on the garage door needs to be replaced. Gasket on the bottom of the garage door pretty much needs to be replaced.
Do you have any idea, can you pick this stuff up like at Home Depot?
Oh, yeah.
From
It's Home Depot, Lowe's.
it comes already put together like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got the little rubber strip in there. You just pull this off, put the new stuff on, nail it in, caulk it, paint it. Garage door, a little damage to the panels, the two bottom panels. You can see they're just kind of dinged up a little bit. The doors are still working, so it hasn't affected its integrity at this point, but definitely something to keep an eye on, and some of that could probably be repaired a little bit. That's where I put the 2x4 down under the door, simulates a chow being pinned, it should reverse and it didn't. So just need some adjustments on the closer, the closing tension. Get that adjusted where it knows it didn't close completely and it'll reverse.
Well, I'd imagine those wires coming out of the ceiling are an old opener,
Yeah,
because all these other ones are running.
our new one's running over, yeah, and they've got the two buttons. This was the original controller.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the wiring for it, and then this is the new one they put on.
What do you think of that crack in the ceiling?
Pretty standard for garage.
Okay.
There's no insulation over there, so.
Nothing to
This
be
is where
alarmed.
It's where the sheetrock meets.
Yeah, one of the tape joints where two
Yeah.
sheets are coming together, yeah. And without the insulation, just typical, but no broken trusses, but I could see good insulation up in the attic.
It is good.
Yeah. A little bit of leak at the gable vents, but that's pretty normal. As wind pushes through, it's an open vent, pushes right in there and it dribbles down inside. But nothing where it's transferred down into the house, so we're good there. And water heater, newer water heater, they're saying 2013, and from the serial number, I can't pull a date off of that.
Normally they got like white plastic fitting down there, is that?
This is better than the plastic ones.
No, this is probably a better.
Yeah, the Smith is a nice water heater. Not required because of the age of the house, but it would have been nice if they put it up on a pedestal and then put a drip pan under it, but.
Yeah.
Up here, this can be patched, but getting a little crack in the concrete there, excess moisture in this area, rebar starting to rust, coming out. Sprinklers, some of this too is not just from the planters next to the foundation, the sprinklers are sprouting up on the house too. Definitely, yeah, that's easy to fix on that.
control.
The panel, everything in here is good, all wired properly, except for, and this looks fairly
And where
new,
did that cord come from?
wired directly onto one of the breakers.
Uh,
Yeah, and they didn't even put a separate breaker, they double tapped it on this one, which is one of the existing circuits for the lighting. So, yeah, they're using extension cord, definitely against code, and then they double tapped it on there. And we got a hole in the bottom of the panel because there's no strain relief on there to close it up. So, you know, that, you know, it's not that hard to put a receptacle on here and, you know, $6 for a new breaker and put it in there and just do it right. They probably spent more on the extension cord than, you know, cutting it and maroon it.
Yeah,
And the door going to the garage is supposed to be self-closing. It's not, so.
that's a hinge thing, right?
Yeah, some self-closing hinges on that. And another planter all the way along here. They poured concrete, which is nice, you know, nice walkway. But now they have the dirt right here and moisture is just getting in there sitting. It hasn't started causing too much damage here, but not quite like it was at the front. But eventually it will. There would have been no problem if they'd just done it, poured the concrete all the way up next to the foundation. And that way water would have just got on the concrete and ran off, and they'd have been fine.
How would you correct it now? Would you bring the dirt up to the level of the sidewalk? Oh,
Yeah, or bring the dirt up a little bit and, you know, take and put some pavers in there to fill it up, and the pavers will help keep, you know, some of the moisture out of there. And then the grout, the sand that you put in, you can get it with the polymers, and you put it down wet, and once it dries, it's hard, and water doesn't seep through it.
I would do so. That's a pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the freeze vent screens are missing. You see, it should have that little bit
Yeah.
of screen over it. You know, this one's missing, this one's damaged. You know, around the perimeter here, they put a cable in, so they just knocked the old screen out, and, you know, birds like to get in there.
Yeah.
And they will.
Yeah. Now that's pretty, is it accessible or is it too tight? Did you notice from inside?
Oh, from inside, it's vaulted ceiling, so,
You know, you
yeah,
can't
you
get in,
don't
yeah.
go very far in there. In fact, I had to
And
almost
that has to be
crawl on
done
my...
from out here?
Yeah, yeah. But Home Depot and Lowe's, they make little plastic or metal discs that are designed specifically for these. These are all the same size, and they're metal, and they have little louvers in them.
okay.
And all you do is you get them up there and tink, 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 tap
Yeah.
it in, and in they go. And then this freeze blocking here, you can see where it's got some water damage to it.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like it's an excessive and ongoing, so that might have been from that roof leak that they had, you know, with the damage, and then had that repaired.
Okay.
And the screens, again, you know, seals. You know, if you look at a lot of the windows, you can see a little moisture, and see sprinklers here, they just need to adjust the heads, put proper heads, but there's spraying on the wall on this side.
Yeah.
So that needs to be adjusted. Again, planter here, no drainage. So just get that filled in, and even if we wanted to put, just pour concrete in there and match the grade where it's, and have it, give it a little bit of slope.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be fine too. Those bibs are dripping, and then the anti-siphon valves are leaking when you put something on there. Water just gushes around
Yeah.
the edges of them, so, you know, just need some new anti-siphons on that.
When they did this, they just,
Yeah, and they didn't bother caulking and sealing that. Get that fixed up. We do have some cracks that are a little bit bigger. Right here, and on the front side, there was another crack right above the garage.
Right there too, above it.
Yep, but when it's painted,
nope,
painters get
usually
that.
cock that.
You're not concerned about those cracks?
No, I don't think it's settlement at all. And it's working good, Brett. Just a great temperature split. Running the heat this morning, I mean, it was working real good. I think the dogs probably chewed it off of there. It's all
Yeah.
done. Then some caulking, and it's not sitting perfectly level, so it just needs to be shimmed up a little bit, you know, just to bring it up to level. Windows in the front, some of the little plastic
Yeah, they're
rubber is
breaking
starting to
in.
come out on that too. Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with the seal.
No,
That's
no,
just to
that
keep
just
the water
holds,
out.
that just holds that in place, yeah. Keeps them in place and keeps water from getting inside the frames.
Yeah,
And that can
noticed
be
that.
taken out in silicone, put in, instead of a little rubber gasket.
So this window is actually fogging up every day right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if it's,
That one, it looks like it might be permanently stained. And,
yeah, I was wondering if
From
it's.
hard water.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faucet here, when I first turned it on, yeah, there it goes, it's still leaking. So this faucet leaks.
Yeah, it looks like it's been around a while.
Yep. Dishwasher's working, stove is working, doesn't have the anti-tip bracket. Typical damage, kind of age
Now,
of the house.
I noticed on the
cabinets.
other one you did for me that the dishwasher wasn't plumbed right. Is this one?
Yeah, this one's the same, the drain line for it is not high enough. It just drains, it comes straight down, this is, there's enough slack in there. You can pull it and create a loop and just attach it to the back of the cabinets with some kind of strap. Just where it creates a loop that's a little bit higher than the bottom of the sink. And that prevents water from the disposal in the sink from washing backwards into the dishwasher. And everything under here was good, except for the drain line. Otherwise, everything in there was good. Yes, doing this little dry mode. And the electrical, everything in here was working good. This receptacle, age of the house, not within 6 foot of the sink. It's not GFI protected and not required to be. And these two lights not working, I'm gonna guess probably bulbs.
Yeah. We pulled that refrigerator out the other night because we found the little tube sticking out of the wall on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently it's been wet down there because the bottom of that cabinet is bowed out and the paper's
Yep.
coming off.
Is coming off, and, you know, same with the baseboards down here.
Yeah.
A little bit of water got in there at some point, but yeah, I did the same thing. I pulled it out and, you know, the water.
There was some water on the floor when we pulled it out. Come on. Is there any down there? Yeah, it's dry. Is that water or is that a piece of plastic or something?
It might have just dripped out of.
Yeah.
I know we didn't tap it with anything.
Yeah, I think probably, you know, from the refrigerator was that it'd all be wet if it was coming from
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Everything would be wet, so.
Yeah, you can see here they.
Yeah, did a little bit of patching.
Yeah.
Is there any dry rot against those cabinets? No?
No, not really, just, you know, you can see where they were damaged, they're bowed out and.
Yeah, the inside doesn't look bad.
No.
Okay.
And same with the master, or the guest bathroom sink, the cabinet there was some water on that and it's bowed out and, you know, paper's coming off of it.
I didn't notice that.
And then the water, they just disconnected it from it.
And here's this one too with the condensation.
Yeah. And this one too, you can see the fogging up in the corner and the moisture buildup up on that one. And then the dogs just.
Yep, dog likes,
Like blinds.
Cabinet and blinds just.
He's really chewed up the bottom corner of that thing.
Yeah, you get all
Round
around
it
the
off.
corner of that.
is it gonna be easy to fix that?
You'll have to replace
The face frame and.
base frame and the sides on
She
that.
can't match that.
No, probably not. It's kind of like a white one.
Yeah. The switches for the light here, supposed to be able to turn them on and off from here or here. And that, because they put the dimmer on,
It messes up.
right, it's supposed to be a three-way switch, and these are not designed for three-way switch applications, so, you know, they turn on and off in certain
There's a
positions.
wiring in there, just put a three-way back.
Oh, yeah, you know, wiring is there, so, yeah, they just.
So it's easily
put a dimmer in
fixed.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, real basic.